Hello again, this is Dr. Tony, the host of the Crooked Spine Show. I'm a local chiropractor in Southern California. I have today with me LeAnn. LeAnn is an expert coach. I call her an expert coach. She's humble, I know. I looked at all her Instagram, Facebook, her YouTube channel too, and her website. She puts a lot of information out there. I want to understand, how does a coach work this way? I want to say she's a specialist in about 3 or 4 different areas to help your overall well-being improve, not just for strength, not just yoga, not just nutrition, not just your overall, not just one part of your body, but your overall being, your overall person. I love that because that's what we need. We may have weaknesses here and there. I need to stretch more, but can I work on everything together so my overall body improves efficiently to be a better person, spiritually and mentally, and hopefully physically too, especially during these COVID times. So LeAnn, what my topic was today was, how do we save time and money through finding one resource as a coach to make ourselves healthy? Mm-hmm. Give us your background quickly. I know you're up in Seattle. I'm in Southern California. I love these virtual meetings we can do to make our audiences understand our information to help them improve their health. So LeAnn, take it away.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for letting me be here today. This is great. It's so awesome that we're able to do these Facebook Lives and to be able to connect. So as you mentioned, I am up in the Seattle area, and quick little background, little piece of information is my background was actually in corporate human resources. Okay. And yeah, I am back in 2010. I left my corporate job to pursue my passion. My passion was always health and wellness, and who would have thought that I could turn a passion into my career? Wow. And so, yeah, and so it can really happen.
But it takes work, though, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It takes work. It takes work. Mm-hmm.
It does. Hey, yeah. I mean, I will say these last 11 years, I've worked harder than I ever did in corporate. But these last 11 years has been me building a business, a philosophy, a platform for supporting people in their health. So I am a personal trainer, a yoga instructor, and a health and nutrition coach. And in a nutshell, I work with people who are stuck in their health and wellness. So stuck can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But the overarching theme is they have realized that their health and wellness is prohibiting them from living the life they want.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So that can be a health related issue. It could be they are just not feeling fueled or fit or just prepared to live a life that they want. And so that's where I come in.
Got it. I think a lot of it is you're helping, again, everyone's unique, right? Everyone has a unique story. And we all want to get to hear health-wise, maybe spiritually, maybe mentally, maybe physically, maybe in our home life. Can we get there with a coach? What I mean by that is I don't have all the answers. If I go and I can't tell someone how to do yoga, I can't be a yoga instructor. I can go somewhere and get it done, and that saves me the time and energy and even money by doing that. At that point, I can get that benefit without having to do trial and error. By someone like you, LeAnn, allows people to, like a coach would, allow them to act the benefit of, okay, I'm hiring you to do this. I'm going to pay attention because I'm paying you, and I want to get the results in a short period of time. Versus, again, going on YouTube and going, this may work for me, they may not, let me try it and see if it doesn't work. So you get some results within, say, for example, 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks or something like that, for someone taking maybe long than that, but they get frustrated and give up on their own.
Totally.
And get the results in a decent amount of time without actually seeing that overall frustration, if you want to call it that.
Exactly. And I think what, people want the quick. We're in a society that wants things right now. Yeah. And we look to social media. We look everywhere for the answer. But the reality is we have to approach it as customized. We are individuals. We are each unique, as you said. Right. And so the health and wellness protocol I will work with one client will not be the same thing that I will do for another. We each have our own health and wellness story, and that is unique to us. And so the approach, what we do, is going to be unique. Our lifestyles are unique. I have to, when I work with a client, I have to take a lot of things into consideration. What's their lifestyle like? What is their family life like? What's their work life like? Do they like to cook? Do they know how to cook? What's going on with their body? Do they have physical ailments? Do they have, is there health-related issues like diabetes or an autoimmune going on? There's a lot of factors that I think a lot of people don't consider when they're choosing a health and wellness protocol for themselves, which is why bringing in a coach can be really beneficial, and not only time, but also really financially efficient for them, because it saves them all this time and money trying all these things that they figure out, oh, well, this isn't getting me where I want to be, right?
That's why people will start, for example, a diet, and all of a sudden, 2-3 weeks in there, they've given up on that diet. They start working out. That's why gyms do so well, not right now in COVID times. Before, they do so well in January, February, because people will sign up for a gym membership for a year, and all of a sudden they don't show up for a year because they've given up. They don't give them, like you said, they're not patient enough to get a realistic timeline to get their body to change physiology to get results. It takes someone scientifically about 64 days to cause a physiological change so their body can actually become a different normal. And sometimes we want next week. We want tomorrow. We want within maybe 3 or 4 days. And sometimes we even marketed that too sometimes, right? Instagram, Facebook, normal media all the time. Can we understand, okay, if our body takes time to heal, if the plant doesn't grow overnight, how we expect to go against human law? We can't.
We can't.
It's impossible. With drugs or medication or supplements, but that's still short term.
Right.
Can we find a coach that is realistic by taking, like you said, your whole lifestyle, your whole aspects of your life, what your quirks are, what your things you like to, what things you don't want to do or like to do, your dislikes, and then take that person on paper and now give them a customized meal plan, customized exercise plans, customized meditation plan, so their body can heal over time, get unstuck, then from there improve their life, and then learn how to keep that improvement going.
Right. And it's imperative, because if you're not taking into consideration the individual, the life, also consideration into, 9 times out of 10, by the time someone gets to me, they have been in this cycle for years, right? And by the time they get to me, they are frustrated. They may be, maybe scared, and maybe, whatever has prompted them to get to the point of reaching out to a coach. And so, sometimes 9 times out of 10, it's really, the answer is not as easy as eat better, do more jumping jacks. It really isn't. The answer for a lot of people is what's going on between their ears.
What do you mean by that? I know what you mean. What the audience
think? It can be the mindset. It can be that self-talk. It can be, what are their beliefs when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle? What is prohibiting them from wanting to do it? And having it be long-term. I think a lot of us live in short-term.
Yep.
And when I have, and it's teaching people how to live in a manner that works for their lifestyle, that they can sustain. Sustainability is important. And, a lot of different type of wellness programs, they live off the short term.
Exactly.
Right?
They if you want to call them suck them in by doing that.
Right. And then they become repeat offenders. And so my job is to work myself out of a job.
Good. What do you, and then I know what you mean by that. What would you?
What that means is, I'm going to have different types of clients, obviously. I mean, I have many clients I've had for years. But the goal is, I do not want clients to be dependent on me. If I've done my job correctly, I will have educated them, giving them the tools and the resources and the information that they need to be able to sustain a healthy life. That's my job.
Good.
And for example, just yesterday, I was having a conversation with a client and I was telling her, okay, it's time for us to start stretching out your sessions. And so you can start doing this on your own. And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, I'm not going to be here forever. I can't be there. I can't, at some point you're going to have to be able to do this on your own. And I go, and it's time for us to start to do that.
You're making them their best coach.
Totally. I need to teach them how to be their own wellness advocate.
Good.
That's my job.
Good. And I think a lot of it is people want sometimes to be spoon-fed versus learn about their own health.
Right.
And we can't sit in people's closets, right, and come out anytime they have a question or, for example, they may need an adjustment for somebody.
Right.
How do you train them to be, like you said, become their health wellness advocate? And how do you help them when that does happen for you? How do you help them maintain that? What's your check-in with them? What do you normally do?
The goal is first, if, for example, if I have a client that does have a health-related issue, I need to, for example, I happen to work with a lot of clients that are over 55, and I happen to have quite a few diabetic clients.
Okay.
So the goal is to get them to understand how to manage their health condition, right?
Okay.
We get to a point of management.
Okay.
That can be through fitness, that can be through nutrition, a variety of things. Then we start to teach them what I just did.
Got it.
I'm giving them resources. I'm giving them tools, techniques. It might even be templates. It might be whatever they need. Because again, each person's different. Each person is going to understand information differently.
Good.
So working within the confines of each client, realizing that I can't expect a client, I can't give a client a very detailed meal plan protocol that it requires them to do food prep and cooking when they can't stand cooking.
Yeah.
How successful is that going to be?
Very low success rates.
Right. So we have to come up with a way that works for them. And so over time, we're continuously, I'll tell people, it's not easy. It can take over a year, 2 years to completely do this process. But we get to a point over time where not only are we working through these things, but they're connecting the dots. They're understanding, oh, if I do this, this will be the outcome. Or if I make this adjustment, oh, okay, that's going to help me in this regard. Sometimes with clients, especially a lot right now, I've been working with a lot of clients that are, stressed out, burned out because of this last year. So we're working a lot on stress management, mindfulness techniques,
nice,
simple breathing techniques that they can do. So again, I call it, with all my clients, I call it their wellness toolbox. And so it's like, okay, what do we need to do to add to your toolbox?
And what I mean by that, LeAnn, is that you're very patient on not having a strict timeline for your clients to get here, to get them to, okay, they want to get here, but they need steps that may be slower or faster based on lifestyle, environment, what's happening in their stress levels. So
Right.
I like that when a coach does that, there's not a 12-week plan. It's your plan for you. It might take years.
Right.
We don't know.
Right. Right. You know, and especially, and of course, this is specific to my health and nutrition clients, right? And, you know, for them, we really do create mini goals, small goals that link together to achieve lifelong goals, right?
Good.
And it's important for them to be attainable, measurable. You know, you're following that SMART protocol, right? That
Yeah,
SMART goal setting
saw that.
protocol, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it's important for us to do that. And it's important for them to be a part of that goal setting process. This is not me telling them what to do.
It's not a template. It's for you, for them, correct?
They have to have ownership. I always tell my clients, all my clients always know, they always have say in what a goal is or what the outcome or what we're trying to achieve. Because if I don't have their buy-in in it, or they don't have ownership in it, right? It's not going to happen.
You're going to have to hold their hand the whole way.
Right.
That's too much work.
No, it's not going to happen. And so we have, I refer to them as action items, otherwise known as homework.
Yeah, homework. We all love homework.
You got to have it. But also, on any given time, I want to make sure that I'm not inundating a client with too much. No more than 3 action items in any given time to work on, to focus on.
Okay.
I feel like anytime I go over that, it becomes overwhelming. And they need to be specific. They need to be very concise, not just eat better.
Eat
right?
better.
Very specific. So, and it becomes, and anytime I start working with a client, we really sit down and have a long conversation. You know, my very first job is to listen. As I like to say is, bear witness to their unique story.
Nice.
Because I think when someone shares what they've been going through, especially if they have a health issue, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal for someone to open up and share what's going on with them.
Well, they're looking for your help, and they're trying to be as transparent as possible. I'm assuming to get the best out of their coaching.
Right.
And if you can be a coach that's sympathetic, maybe even empathetic, allows them to able to open up even more and more during the coaching to make their coaching easier for them and more efficient, I'm assuming.
Right. And also that moment, that time spent sharing, and it creates a bond.
Good.
Right. It's very important for me to create a bond with my clients, to create this relationship. But let's be realistic. Personal trainers, yoga instructors, health and nutrition coaches are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
It's becoming that way. Yeah. And it is important for the people that I work with to understand that I am transparent. I am authentic. I'm not perfect, and I don't have all the answers.
You're only LeAnn. That's sorry.
That's the best I can do. That's the best I can offer, right?
Yeah.
But what I can offer is I will always be present for them. I will always be their wellness advocate. I will always have their best interest at heart, and I will fight for them.
Good.
And we will find answers together. If I don't know the answer, I will go help them find it. They are not alone in the process. And that initial conversation not only helps us create and build that bond, but also helps us plan where we start. And sometimes for many of my clients, it's kind of like triage.
Yeah.
It's like, we have this list of things we need to work on, and it's like, okay, where do we need to start? Where's the thing that is prohibiting you the most? Is it nutrition? Is it sleep? Is it you haven't been to the doctor in 10 years and you're having, a lot of issues. It could be a variety of things, but we kind of start with, okay, where we need to start, what needs the most attention, right?
You almost are their health advocate first, and then their yoga instructor, and then
everything else falls in place,
and then everything else falls. Exactly. I think that's important because you're seeing someone's overall well-being where they are, and you have the tools to help them. But if you give them the wrong tools, you're not going to help them what they need, their priority list. You want to call it that.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And it really is about initially, you kind of initially take them in and you are their wellness advocate, right? You are really teaching them and you're just kind of embracing them and saying, okay, I got you, no problem. We're going to work through this. And then over time, it's almost kind of like a parent with their kids. At some point, you got to slowly cut the apron strings and say, you've got it. You are now your own wellness advocate.
Yeah. And just finding their timeline where you start hearing their voice, where they're more confident.
Right.
They're more positive.
And everyone is different. I've had health and wellness clients that we can work through things in a year. I've had some that it's taken 3 years. And it's just, as we all know, life has its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs. And sometimes it's part of learning how to mitigate life while living a healthy lifestyle. All of us have to figure that out, right?
So what you're saying, LeAnn, we can't stop our lives to get strong, to change our life, correct? We have to live through it.
Right. And how does those peaks and valleys of life, how do we sustain prioritizing ourselves, right? It comes back to the oxygen mask theory, right? You can't put your oxygen mask on first before you can someone else.
Yeah.
And how do we do that while we mitigate life?
Yeah.
Right? Because those are the things that will take people off track.
Okay.
Right? Those are the things that, you get sick, you got to have a surgery, you go on vacation, a family member gets sick, something happens, and then all of these things that we've learned implode. But how can we still take care of ourselves and mitigate life?
We can. We need the, you want to call it the healthy mindset and body, so we can actually help not only ourselves, but people around us, like our kids maybe. So at that point, but if we're not healthy ourselves, we're giving someone maybe half of what they need. And it kind of trickles down to more and more people in your life. So like you said, focusing on your own well-being first. And then once LeAnn goes, hey, look, you're good, you're free to go. Okay, at that point, now I have ability to take care of myself and maybe a plus one.
Right. And I think once you do that, it does take someone a mindset to realize I can do this on my own, right? And so that's why when I start that process of starting to stretch out sessions, starting to challenge them, starting to do it, it is over time. It is a process in and of that, to the point where I may only need to touch bases with them every 1, 2, or 3 months. At a time, and just be like, and it's a check-in. And then it becomes almost kind of like just that accountability check, just saying, oh, I got to talk to LeAnn next week.
Let me tell my diet.
Right. But also it's just knowing that, and I use those check-ins as almost just like, okay, how are things going? But also to teach them how to celebrate.
What do you mean?
How to celebrate the work that they're doing. I think sometimes we get so stuck on moving forward that we don't take pause to give ourselves a pat on the back and saying, you know what? I am doing good. I'm realistic. I'm living a balanced lifestyle, and balance can include chocolate cake. Come on, we're
I
human.
hope so. If not, I'm going to be dead. It's not going to happen.
Right. I mean, it has to be realistic.
Yeah.
And just taking those pauses and have those little moments of like, good for you, virtual high five.
Yeah. And what I'm doing too is putting your topics that I'm hearing in as we're talking on Facebook. So people watch the video again through StreamYard. They'll have the actual when things are happening. So they'll have the long mode notes too. So I do look away a little bit. Apologize. I want to make sure I have no notes when I do the post show. You people will go back. Okay, when she talk about this? When she talk about this? I want to give people what you're doing right now, which is phenomenal, LeAnn, is giving people a way to find the coach for them. That'll be patient with them, listen to them, and really care about what they need. Maybe they want to lose weight, but why they want to lose weight. Right. Maybe they want to get stronger, but why they want to get stronger. And having the patience, that timeline of maybe, if need be, a few years to stick with them so they get those results, so it sticks to them. So again, they become their best health advocates. So I appreciate that information. So if I'm looking for a coach, it's exactly what I want to hear.
Right.
Good.
And it's important when, and I'm very realistic. I realize that I am not the coach or the trainer for everyone. No. Right. So my philosophy, my methodologies are not going to work for everyone. No. And there's been many a times where I've consulted with someone and I'm like, I'm not the right person for you. Right. And so I think it's really important. Don't go with the first person you find. Interview them. It is important for you to get someone that you feel hears you and understands you and that you connect with.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you're going to get frustrated. And so you want to make sure that the person, because keep in mind, this is the person that you're choosing to partner with you for your health. This is the person that you are going to really get real with, that you are going to open up to, and the person that's going to help you live your life. So you want to make sure that you feel confident and comfortable with that person to be able to work with them.
And if you're going to give someone say 3 or 4 questions to ask when they're interviewing a coach, we've talked about some of them already, but what would be your list of questions, I guess?
I think first of all, it would be ask them what their philosophy and methodology is to healthy living.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that that kind of aligns with what you envision for yourself, and that's going to tell you a lot about that person, right?
Okay.
And you also want to know, how do they work? What is their, are they going to be giving you the different types of tools that you need? Or is everything just going to be told and you just got to take a lot of notes?
Yeah.
How are they going to be able to support you? And how are they communicating? You want to actually make sure when you're talking to the person that you guys are kind of communicating in the same way.
Good.
If you don't understand half the things the person are saying, or just personality, simple personality, I think that goes a long way. And so you just have to make sure that you just generally click with the person. And authenticity and transparency. Do you feel like this person is speaking on your level, so to speak?
Yeah.
We connect with people that we have similarities with, and that people that we feel that are being authentic. So I think you can get a lot from having a consultation with someone. And if they're not offering it, I would definitely ask before you sign, before you pay, hey, can we have a conversation? And definitely try to do it not on the phone, do it virtually. I think you get a lot from being able to see
Mhm.
someone, seeing their body language, seeing how they're coming across, and
Yep.
go with your gut, go with your instinct. If you feel a connection with the person, great. If you're just not feeling that connection with them, then it's not the right person for you.
I think a lot of it is like you'd mentioned, it's like attracts like, correct? So
Mm,
some personalities you'll be able to connect easier, be able to understand each other more, so you're not that frustration of, say, for example, type A trying to communicate with the type C.
right.
Communicate on a similar level. So at that point, it saves a lot more time trying to interpret things and miscommunicating versus getting it right the first time.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I think
And the beauty is
no,
there's someone for everyone.
that's the plan. Yeah.
I mean, if you want someone that's high energy and it's just like, let's go for it, there's someone
Yeah.
there for you. And if you need someone that's just a little more throttled down
Yeah.
and just, and can just, so there is someone for everyone. And don't feel like you have to go with the first coach you interview with. So, and think of it as an interview, because not only are they interviewing you as a potential client,
Mm-hmm.
you are interviewing them as your coach.
Mm-hmm. And is it prudent to ask that person you're interviewing, that coach, are there people that you know that are other coaches that have different personalities that can interview?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think I think I think if any coach is not open to doing that, that's a flag.
Yeah. No. Well, you guys, when you're a coach with a network of other coaches where you pick each other's brains, correct? Yeah, I would
Right.
assume to make your
Yeah,
job easier.
I think if you're not, you're doing a disservice.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's a very
I like that because then you're not, I want to say saving time, but you're okay. If we're not going to match up properly, who other coaches do you know that can help me maybe make a decision of where I want to go? Because like you said, your coaching is for the client is sometimes in their sense, a lifelong change they want to commit to. They want someone that's going to be on their side the whole time.
totally. I mean, I have referred people to other coaches.
Mhm.
And especially after I, have a consult with them and I
Yep.
get to understand their situation and them more,
Mhm.
I'll realize, because at the end of the day, all of us, all health and wellness practitioners, want the people we serve and help to be healthier.
Yep. That's exactly the plan.
That is the end goal here.
But I don't
And
care. I see them or someone else sees them. Can that person get healthy? Doesn't matter who sees them.
right. And so if I'm talking with someone and I realize, I don't think I can best serve them.
Yeah.
But I know this other coach that would be perfect for them.
Good.
It is my job, I feel,
Yeah.
to tell that person and refer them.
Ethically, ethics
Totally. Because if I'm just going to go for the money, then I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, it truly. And so it's, and that's also the reason why I have a really vast network of all types of health and wellness people. I have other health coaches because, we learn from each other. It is also my job to be a constant student.
Yes.
Right? And of course, some of our biggest teachers are our clients.
Yes. We gain our experience as competent health practitioners by dealing with patients, with clients, to make our toolbox better for the next client and even for our own personal selves too. But it takes experience and time to get there.
Right. And we evolve, right? We become better. I'll tell you, I'm a way better coach than I was 10 years ago because I've evolved. I've learned. I've had the experiences with new clients. And so I think I approach all clients as the opportunity to better myself too.
Huge. And like you said, you're a consistent learner. So how else can I improve myself to help my clients improve their lives based on what's going on today?
Right. And I'll tell you, some of my most challenging clients have made me so much better. I've had to learn about myself and go, oh, for example, like, ooh, I really need to improve on my communication here, or I need to be able to learn better techniques or whatever it is. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, I have to be open to constantly be learning and evolving myself.
And when you are, you can, I think, listen better and then adjust what you're doing with a client.
Oh, yeah.
At that point, they can improve themselves. So the overall benefit is still there.
Totally. I really think it's important. And if you are not constantly learning, taking those opportunities to learn, and and I think some of the biggest learning opportunities are what people would consider failures.
Yep.
That's where we learn. That's where the good stuff is. And so, I've had many moments where I'm working with a client and we're like, oh, that probably was not the best plan. Yeah. Okay, let's backtrack, take ownership for it.
Yeah. Accountability. Yep.
Right. Totally. And be like, okay, let's reconsider this. And then you move forward. And again, it's that evolution. I never come across, or I hope I don't, as having all the answers, because I don't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's impossible for me to be able to have the answer to every single situation a client is dealing with.
Yep. And if you say you do, you're like, that's probably a little arrogance. If you want.
That's another tip. If any coach tells you that, red flag.
Yeah. And going to, okay, if I'm finding a coach, how does something like your company, Vibrant Life Source, really help someone as a I would call it a one-stop shop to get them overall health better?
Right. Well, the idea of it is, my whole idea was, so many times I will get a client for maybe personal training, yoga, but I always felt like I wasn't fully serving them, right? Because, I might be working with a yoga client, for example, and I work with a lot of my clients one-to-one, right? Okay. And versus in a class, for example. And maybe every week that client keeps saying some comment about nutrition or some comment about an issue, another issue they're having, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm always like, oh, I would love to be able to help them with that, And so I really wanted to create a company, a space, if you will, where a client can work with me and I can change hats. And let's be realistic. When I'm working with a personal trainer hat or personal training client, I got the yoga hat on, the nutrition hat on, and the wellness. I mean, you get it all when you work with me. And so it makes it so I can work with a client whole body.
Good.
I'm looking at a client from everything, not just this single modality.
Not a shoulder problem, not a knee problem.
No, it's everything. And that is how from doing all of that work on my own to create a business where I'm looking at them from these different ways, now I am looking at the whole person. And they may not be paying me for that, but that's what they're going to get either way.
Sorry.
Right. It's not, sorry, all the other people show up too. So, and so it really was something that I wanted to be able to offer. I didn't want, and I have found that clients appreciate that because there is time spent creating that relationship. And so by doing that, now they don't have to go out and look for a health coach. They're like, I already know you. I already trust you. And now I can just work with you as my health coach versus having to go out. Or if I need to refer them, they trust me for that referral. So it's just, for me, I find it works well with clients, and particularly the clients that I work with, because keep in mind, I'm working with clients that actually have a health related issue. So 9 times out of 10, they do need a well-rounded support.
And walk through your services again that you offer through your company. What services do you offer?
So personal training,
Okay.
yoga and meditation,
Okay.
health and nutrition coaching.
Good. So you're focused on someone's physical, mental, and spiritual health.
Yep, you got
everything. What people need to focus on. That's
Yep.
fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. And a lot of it is when you work with clients that, for example, want everything. What is their mindset like going into a coaching session with you or walking through with you?
We do have to work on mindset a lot of times, because a lot of times, I try to be very transparent with them in the beginning that this is not there's no magic pill just because. Good. And here's the thing. Here's the misconception. When you hire a coach or a trainer, things will be easier and you will have the magic pill or the answer to all your problems. No, it still requires you still have to show up and do the work. Mm-hmm. Right? Yep. I'm going to hold you accountable. And it's not necessarily going to be any easier. It's just you will now have a guide. So the mindset sometimes is there is a misconception when working with the trainer. And I try very clearly in the very beginning to set the right tone.
Well, a lot of you're saying too is that, wait a second, LeAnn, I have to be uncomfortable to get healthier? Kidding me. No, right. That's part of changing physiology, correct?
In order to change, you got to get out of your comfort zone. Yes. And the reason why you are where you are is because you're stuck in your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my job is to kind of make you uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to make it fun.
Good.
We're going to laugh. I'm going to make it as easy for you as I can. But that still has to happen.
Has to be work.
It has to be. You have to, because I'm going to show up every single time and I'm going to do my part. You got to do your part.
Good. Good.
That's where the change happens. That's where the transformation happens. I have an equation.
Okay.
It is mindset plus behavior equals transformation.
Okay.
Right? So that mindset you have will equate to your behavior. The behavior is the action of the mindset.
Got it.
By doing that, you will get the transformation you desire.
That's so to if you want to put it on a contract, the best client that's going to accept and get the transformation has to have the right mindset. I want to say in general, a positive mindset, accepting a coach's need to make you uncomfortable, then doing the application of the behavior, maybe diet, maybe nutrition, maybe mental meditation for one too, or yoga or physical training to get the transformation.
Right.
Good. It doesn't seem that hard.
It doesn't seem that. I mean, it's a fairly simplistic equation.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's a lot of components.
Yeah.
But that's where the coach comes in. That's where I make that easier for you, right? We work on the mindset. We work on the action, the behaviors. By doing the work, you will get what you desire. And for many people, it can be, and I make very clear, it is very clear from the get-go that we have a very clear understanding what your why is. It is not to get into your skinny jeans. It is not to lose weight. I'm like, I want specific. I want very specific. And 9 times out of 10, when I push back, the answers start to become, well, I want to be able to see my kids grow up. That's a good why. That's a
Yeah.
good motivator. I want to stop being a bystander in my life, and I want to be an active participant in my life. That's a motivator.
Nice.
I want to manage my health issue. That's a motivator. Because if you're doing all of the things to manage those things, of course you're going to lose weight. That's a positive side effect of living a healthier life.
Yes.
So being very clear on the why.
Nice. It'll get them through the hard times, correct?
Oh, it does. Because that's when we got to, because when the hard times come, and they will, that's when we pull back and we remember your why.
Exactly.
Remember why we're doing all of this?
Yeah.
Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the why.
Nice.
So.
Nice. And you brought up so many good points on what it takes to find a coach, what it takes to get through your transformation, and exactly what it takes to be patient in that process so you actually get the transformation you want. Right. And I think and getting that why down and spending time on that even before starting your application or transformation or your behavior changes allows you to really be dedicated to get to your transformation.
Totally.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Anything else for your first show on My Crooked Spine Show? What do you think? What do you tell people looking for a coach? What's the last thing you want to tell them to go, look, this is what you really need to focus on looking for a coach?
Be true to yourself.
Okay.
Honor, you do have a voice, and honor what you need. A coach can only be your answer if you're willing to participate in the process.
Good.
If you're looking for a coach to do the work and to give you the magic pill, then you're wasting time and money.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. But it's something to where, like you said before, people want the easy way out. And I want to say a coach does give you an easier way out because it tells you exactly what to do and what not to do.
In the long run, it is.
Yes.
Right? In the long run, you are getting the easier way out. In the short term, you may not feel like it.
Yeah.
But it's not a short-term game. It's a long-term game.
Yes. You're avoiding all the pitfalls that people go through when they go on their own.
Right.
Because we don't know everything. We're not educated, self-taught, or certified in all resources of well-being.
Right.
Very few people are. And if they are, they're teaching in a school somewhere. They're not in actual public eye, per se.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
LeAnn, anything else for your show today? You did phenomenal.
Oh, thank you so much. No, this was so much fun. This was great. And I'm open, I'm always open to chatting with people, answering any questions, any health and wellness questions people have. And so any way I can support and help people, I'm happy to do so. If anyone wants to chat with me, they are welcome to.
And I put up in the show notes too your contacts on your website, on your Facebook and your Instagram and YouTube.
Awesome.
And I love all your videos. You are out there social media wise, putting information out there to help people understand, to give them little things here and there to help their lives improve. And again, when you're on YouTube doing those things, or Facebook and Instagram, how much do they pay you to do that?
None.
Good. Just want to make sure, because I thought I was the only one not getting paid. Good.
Right. No, I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah,
but
good.
I do it because I think it's important. I think sometimes people just need, if I can give one person that little thing that clicks and gives them that aha, that's payment to me. So yeah, I'm happy to do it.
And that's why I'm putting on the show notes too, why social media is so important for I want to say for coaches to put the information out there. At that point, it gives people an idea of who that coach is also.
Right.
Are they consistent with their message? Are they there often enough to where I understand who they are before I talk to them?
Totally. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. You are good to go, ma'am. I think you did a phenomenal job again. I appreciate all the information. So Shona has all her information, Leanne's information. Even though she's in Seattle, she works anywhere where. Do you speak other languages too?
Not well.
Neither. I speak like Spanglish. That's about it. I got Spanglish down. That's all I have.
Pretty much.
Well, thank you. I'm going to end the show. Well, don't go off yet. I'm going to end the show, then we'll talk a bit more after the broadcast, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.